I've generated over $1.5 million in revenue and booked over 1,000 meetings using cold email in the past 3 years. I run a full-time cold email agency. I'm a Smart Lead certified partner, and I'm a top 5% user of the entire platform worldwide. This is literally what I do every single day. And the biggest thing that I have learned so far is what you spend on cold email and outbound completely changes what you get out of it. But not in the way that you think. Today, I'm starting at $100 a month and working my way up all the way to $1,000 a month. And at each level, I'll show you the exact tools, the data, the targeting, and the actual results that you can achieve by spending that much amount of money. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you should be. So I want to give you guys a quick context before we jump in. You see, cold email has three main layers. There's sending, aka the tool that actually delivers their emails. There's data and enrichment. It's who you're sending to and what you know about the person. And then there's volume and infrastructure. So how many outbound messages and how many emails can you actually send out without destroying your deliverability? At $100 a month, you're only going to get the first one. You can send, and really that's about it. At $500 a month, you unlock the second one. You've got the sending plus real data, but your volume is kind of capped. And at $1,000 a month, you get all three: the sending, the data, and the volume. And that's when it becomes a full-fledged machine. Let's start at the bottom with $100 a month. So if we start at $100 a month, quite literally, all of your budget goes towards the sending infrastructure. There's literally not much left for data, quality, or even enrichment or intent signals at all. Your entire budget goes to sending and infrastructure. There's $0 left for this type of stuff. So if you start at $100 a month, here's how I would budget it. Now, I understand some of you guys are beginners and you don't have the quite capacity to spend this much, or maybe you're kind of skeptical and you don't want to go ahead and jump all the way to $1,000 a month. But if I were to start at $100 a month, here's what I'd do. I would buy the sending tool, Smart Leader Instantly, for about $35. Keep in mind, there's some give or take for tax. But Smart Leader Instantly, the lowest tier plan is about $35, $33, $37, around that range. I'd spend $40 a month on data. And so here you can use a multitude of different tools, such as Apollo scrapers, AI Ark, that type of stuff to get your data. Or if you're going after local businesses, you can use stuff like Local Pipe, Outscraper. This is where most of your data will go towards. And honestly, some of the email the validation stuff as well, we will probably be budgeted for here as well. But your data, I'd spend $40 a month. For email accounts and validation, I'd spend the remaining of your budget. And so if we use a tool like Premium Inboxes that charges, let's say, $3.50 per inbox, you're probably only going to be able to get somewhere in the range of about 8 inboxes, you could say. And if they're all sending 22 messages a day, you're going to get in the range of, what is that, like 180? About 100, like almost 200 sends a day, essentially, right? And the remaining of your budget goes towards data enrichment, and there's no remaining budget for data enrichment, right? So overall, this is how I would do it. Again, you're going to spend money on the sending tool itself, as well as the data, as well as the email and validation, but you're not going to have any time for fancy signal plays or enrichments with clay and whatnot, but it is a decent way to get your foot in the door. I know a few people who are doing this, and the way you can kind of counteract this, even with this low volume, is to just make sure you have a strong offer. That's really the only way. So strong offer, good social proof, good case studies. That's really the only way you're going to get results on this send. $100 a month, not the worst, but I mean, not definitely not the best, but it's not that bad if you're just starting out. But just keep your I guess you could say goals kind of to the minimum, because you're not going to be able to get as many results, right? The next one, and then here's some of the results. Yeah, so 1%, like you can expect 1% reply rate so long as your deliverability is good. Realistically, if you spend this much and your offer is good and your case studies are good, you're probably getting between the range of 1 to 3 meetings a month. And 3 is kind of pushing it, probably 1 to 2. But yeah, you're capped, and you're at max going to send 4,000 to 5,000 emails a month. So it's not really the best. The second one is $500 a month. Now here, you can finally afford to know who you're emailing, the role, the industry, and you can use buying signals. Obviously, the volume is still capped, but the quality, you'll notice, jumps significantly. And that's the beauty with cold email. Is like, at $100 a month, you're not going to get much. But if you jump to 500 and even to 1,000, the price difference that you get for an extra $400 to $500 is massive, massive. I'm talking in the range of, if you do everything right, you'll go from one meeting to like 20 a month, just by spending extra $500 to $1,000 a month, right? It's insane. And so if I had $500 a month in terms of a cold email budget, I would use 500 on the sending tool, upgrade it so that you can store more leads. Because if you're on the lower plan on Smart Lead or Instantly, you can only put like, I don't even know, like 5,000 leads or something like that. It might be 1,000. I'm not entirely sure. But you should spend this up because you're going to be able to spend more volume. Here, and this is super important, I would definitely get clay.com. This is going to help you a ton with data enrichment, personalization, and whatnot. And it's $150 a month, and yes, a good chunk of the budget is going towards that. But trust me when I say this is key, because with Clay and enrichment, you can really personalize your message and you can stand out, right? From there, I'd spend $120 a month on data and validation. Again, get a tool like Lead Magic, get a tool like Prospeo, get a tool like AI Ark, and get your leads from there. Or just use Outscripper, and if you're using Outscripper, scrape loads and loads of leads. I don't think it'll get up to 99, but with the validation and then your enrichment costs go down, or your enrichment cost goes up because you're using Outscripper, it'll be a little bit more. But data, get those tools, get the data in check. I'm estimating about $120 a month, and finally, domains and infrastructure, about $80 a month. Right? This is decent. This is where I want most people to start at, because here you can see this is for a client that we have, and he's at this $500 a month, I guess you could say, range in terms of tech feeds and whatnot, but he's still, you can see here, look, we ran this campaign, all these lists, we've built our own in-house Clay scraper, but you can also build this using Outscripper and whatnot. But this list here, right, all these campaigns here are done about that $500 a month mark with that type of enrichment, that type of data. You can see here, 10 leads, 19 leads, 8 leads, 11 leads. So it's like all in the month of March. So if you count all of that, what is that, like 10, 39, 50, 58-ish, 58, almost 60 leads in the 1 month with this. I would say that's pretty good for spending $500 a month. If you get 60 leads and spend $500 a month and you convert even 10% of those to calls, that's 6 calls. That's not that bad. That is really not that bad, right? Ideally, you convert more, and so you get to maybe 12 calls. So overall, this is a pretty big jump. And what you're going to get is better replies. Obviously, you still get 1% reply rate, but it can even go up. Because you have the personalization layer, you have the extra enrichments. It can even go up because and on top of that, your data and your targeting and your signals might even be better. And so it can definitely go up. And then from this range, if you do everything correctly and you have a strong offer, strong case studies, you follow the stuff I talk about on this channel, you'll book anywhere in the range of 8 to 12 calls a month, even more. Honestly, like, you can realistically, like I said, if you're really on it and you get, like, for example, that client, he had 60 leads that month. If we get really on it, like we call up every single lead, we follow up aggressively, easily you could book like 12 to 20 of those, So overall, it's really good. Finally, the max email sent, you'll I don't know why it says 1 to 3,000. Ignore that, but I'm assuming that's like per week or so. But probably it's like more. But overall, you'll probably get in the range of 11,000 cold emails a month, which, again, decent enough volume, and I want everybody to start here. This is like ideal because, again, you get the Clay enrichment, you get all of this stuff, and if you can really hone in on the targeting, it'll work super, super well. Finally, $1,000 a month. What does this get you? So I recommend you bump the sending tool up. And again, there's different ways, and I should have addressed this earlier. There's different ways to skin the cat here. You don't have to only you don't have to spend it this way. This is just how I would spend it if I had $1,000 a month budget. You could definitely throw more in the infrastructure and maybe less on the Clay enrichment and whatnot. But like, this is just how I'd spend it. So $1,000 a month, I'd upgrade Smart Leader instantly to the higher tier plan. Ideally, one that lets you have 30,000 or like, I don't know, 50,000 or 60,000 leads, and I'd scrape a whole bunch of leads, which is why I had the $250 a month for data sources and enrichment. I'd also upgrade. Well, I'd keep the same clay plan, by the way, of 150 a month. You Again, when I was making this video, I was going back and forth. Clay has two plans, right? That is ideal for outbound. Either 150 a month or 300 a month. And so for this, I was debating like, okay, maybe we do the 350, but it just didn't fit right with the budget. So keep the 150 a month plan, but the data enrichment, or the data enrichment part, you're gonna bump up. You're gonna go crazy with it. You're gonna have much more leads to enrich, much more leads to qualify, much more leads to add personalization to, make the offer better, right? It's gonna be crazy. On the data sources side of things, it doesn't just necessarily have to be Apollo. You can use stuff like Trigify. You can use maybe LinkedIn scrapers, whatever it may be. Go crazy with this. Find recently funded companies, recently hiring companies. Like, there's so many signals and plays you could do at this level. And you can see I'm kind of getting excited because this is what we do at our company and we are crushing it. But yeah, this is how I'd go about sending or spending it. 175 on the sending tool. Bump up the clay and data enrichment. Bump up the data sources, and then domains and infrastructure. Bump it up to 275 a month. Right, 275 a month. You can get loads and loads of volumes. And with this type of budget, you can see here we're spending a little bit more, but like this is just an example of what you can do. This is all in the month of March. I don't even know how many leads this is, but this is loads and loads of leads here. And yeah, you could see here 55, 70. What was that, like 75, 90, 111, 104. 121 leads is about, right? Like 120 leads plus. So like this type of stuff is what you can expect with that much volume. And when you have the sending, data, and volume, all three layers working together, this is where cold email compounds like crazy, right? So the full picture here is for $100 a month. Really, you're gonna get sending only. The personalization is like first name, company, and that's it. And then monthly volume max, you're not sending more than 500,000 or 5,000 emails a month. Again, I was kind of being nice with the 1 to 3 meetings a month, but it's probably 1 to 2. $500 a month, you're going to get the sending and data. You're going to get the rolled industry signals as well as some data enrichment, and anywhere in the range of 10 to 15,000 calls a month. This should be 8 to 12, but I put 5 to 12 just in case here. But you'll probably book 5 to 12 meetings, right? Depending on your offer. Finally, at $1,000 a month, look at everything, full enrichment, full everything. Monthly volume will be 34,000 plus. And with this much volume, with your offer, if you're spending this much, you probably have a strong offer, you have strong case studies and whatnot. You'll get anywhere in the range of 20 to 40 meetings. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much the video. I hope you found this valuable, and I hope you know now, okay, if I spend this much, I'll get this. If I spend this much, I'll get this. If I spend this much, I'll get this. And you have a clear idea on which one to pick. So if you find this video valuable, please press like and subscribe. And if you are a B2B business and you want someone to run outbound for you end to end with cold email, LinkedIn, as well as cold or warm calling, I'm going to leave below a few times to chat so that you can speak with me. Again, this is only for agencies and B2B businesses making over $30,000 a month or more. So if you found this video valuable, please press like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.